Hello, and welcome to today's family program. I'm Dr. Albert Kitcher, and it's always a joy to be with you. As you know, if you have just connected today, I would like you to spend the next minute to invite a friend to join you so that you can together watch and then gain, some knowledge and information that will help you to build your life and relationships as you go on working and doing stuff in this earth. It is so important that we always make sure that we are valuable and we are adding to society. We started talking about aligning ourselves for success. And I said success does not come, just like that. You need to put in some effort. You need to work towards it. And it's going to be a series. So we are going on the second series today. And it's really like we're setting out the pace. So I would like you to be very attentive and make some notes. If you have questions, save them. And at the end, you can send those questions to us and we'll gladly give you answers to them. So being successful, I said, does not mean doing what another person has done, but is bringing something that you have in mind to do to accomplishing. Then it means you are successful. If it is time bound, if you do it within the time, you are successful. If you do it outside of the time, yes, you accomplish, but in a later time, which means, something else will have to suffer because time has been stolen from that one. But when you want to be successful, you have to use all the faculties that you have, your physical faculty, your spiritual faculty, your mental faculty, and all these things you need to use in order for you to identify and understand and also maximize the potential of resources that are within your environment. And what do you have to do with those things that are within your environment? You have to make sure that you increase the value of those resources. That means you don't just take something in its raw form and then put it out in the same raw form. Yes, you would make some gain from maybe selling it or trading it, but in its raw form, it is, the initial value. But when you add something to it, you turn it into something, let's say a chunk of gold, and you begin to make some jewelry and something out of it, then it increases in value. Most developing countries, you would notice, send their raw materials, and then the raw materials are turned into products, and it becomes maybe twice or sometimes even 3 times the cost of the raw material. And it is not the best way for you to align yourself if you want to be successful in business, in life, in dealing with people. And all that I'm talking about, it will work for you in business, it will work for you in your relationship, it will work for you in any venture that you are involved in. So I want you to be very, very, attentive. I made some notes and I will make sure that I get you through it. Will not be in a hurry because this topic is so important that you need to get it. If you get it this month and you get it in the next month, I can assure you, you will be very ready to be successful in this year. So you need to activate your own capabilities. First of all, identify the assets that you have, which is your potential. What can you do? What do you do naturally? What are the things that comes to you? And then you will be able to use those, faculties to combine the resources around you and transfer them in order to be a blessing to other people, to serve it to, if you like, a market. It's very, very important. Most of the times, it is because of necessity that things gain value. If you deal in stuff that nobody needs, there's no, chances that you are going to really make a lot. Whatever you produce should be meeting some need. And as the good old saying goes, necessity is the mother of what? Invention. And when you have need, or when you find needs, you see resources differently. Where there is a need, the resources to answer to that need are seen differently. All of a sudden, this particular material has become so important because everybody is going after it. It is very, very important. And this is why sometimes where there is crisis, many people will look at what are the assets that are in even the crisis. Do you know anytime something is going down, another thing is going up. Some people may be starving, and another person who had food and couldn't get anybody to get it will now be selling that food. Whatever it is that you have, you must make sure it serves some people, a market, or brings value to other people. And then you'll be able to really align yourself for the success that we are talking about. There are a lot of people who can transform things. Like they can take a piece of wood and make a furniture out of it. They can take some plastic and mold something out of it. They are adding value to that raw material that they have. Maybe you have the opportunity to be able to, put words together to make them sound good, and you'll be like a poet. You let people read and their souls will be happy. And then you can also begin to add value and align yourself to be successful. We need to be aware of the fact that life comes as a give and take entity. In life, you give, another takes, another gives, you take. It is two-way. I mean, it can't be just one way. You taking and taking and taking. You buy food because somebody produces it. Maybe you are a doctor. You take care of the health needs of the people because that is who you are. So everybody is releasing what he has, and it's going to help everyone. So we need to add value to the resources that we have within our needs. And it is done also through the way we trade it. If you produce stuff and you hide them in a garage, nobody knows about it. But if you produce and you present it on the market, then you can begin to make gains out of it. Like I'm saying, what we're talking about is so important for you, for your family, for your future. And I would like you to really give it a concern. Have you ever asked yourself, what are the things that you can do, especially naturally, that if you don't find yourself doing anything at all, you would find yourself doing these particular things? Usually those are the places and the things that will bring you meaning and that will make your life, valuable to other people. We are talking today about aligning yourself for success in your life. Nobody wants to be a failure. Absolutely not. And I know you want to succeed. Well, this is today's family program. I'm Dr. Albert Kitcher. And if you have just joined us, we are dealing with the subject of aligning yourself for success. We'll be continuing shortly. But before then, I want you to, call a friend, ask someone to join you. What we're doing here is meant for every one of you. And we believe it's going to be productive as you build your life and as you build your relationship with other people. I am taking this topic very slowly so that you can actually gain a lot from it. And we are on the second series. It is still like in the introductory stage, but it is absolutely important because this is where all the little, stuff that you need as we go on is being, worked on. The foundation is being, laid for that. And in life, you must take risk. If you want to be successful, you must be ready to take risk. If you don't want to risk, there is no hope for you in life. Life gives to those who dare to go, especially where others have not gone to. Life gives to those who do what others are refusing to do. Sometimes the things that people don't want to do are basic stuff, which when you start, you can really establish yourself. I had a friend who was jobless. He didn't know what to do. He begs, for food and all that kind of thing. And I mean, you could see he's struggling. One day we had a chat and I asked, what can you do? And he drives, but he doesn't really see himself, like a driver. And I remember when he used to drive for someone. Always the car is neat, smelling good, everything, on point. And it was like when you enter this guy's car, my goodness, he's so good. And he uses his hands to do stuff. So I asked him, I said, friend, why don't you consider maybe making people's car nice inside for them, the same way you use some, air freshness and different things. And, so he started doing that, offered to a friend, and the friend allowed. And he really made his car nice, smelling good. And he would always go by, the freshness, and he knows which ones are good for what. And this guy is naturally gifted. He will tell you that the kind of material you have, this type of leather, if you spray this type of thing in the car, mixing up with the smell of the leather can, give an awful smell. I didn't, pay attention to certain things, but I learned those things from that, friend of mine. So the long story short, he started dealing in all the freshness, detergents, cleaning stuff for cars. And in no time, he had a store where he's supplying cars with, everything that you need to make your car look nice. He used the resources that he had. He added his talent to it, and he broke through. He's now okay. The one who used to beg is now giving to others. And he always says, because I have been in the place of need, I know when I see people who I need, I want to empower them. Maybe you will be in need right now. Your solution will not come from people giving you little help here and there. The ones who will truly help you are those who will identify what you can do in order to break out of what situation you are in. And this is why we are here. This is going to be so exciting. We're finishing this today, but there is more to come. I think this will take us a couple of months. I want to take my time. Bear with me. It is so important. I do not want to rush through it. So today, you have gotten to know that you need to use your resources, every faculty that you have, spiritual, physical, mental, relational, whatever it is. And you have to use those things to identify the resources that are within your reach and how you can transform them into either products or something that would be beneficial to others. We want to be successful. And if we want to, we say you need to take risk. You have to step into the waters. You have to learn to start with nothing, just an idea. And you have to move from being a beggar to be someone who is needing input to be able to stand on your feet. Those who feed you may not necessarily keep you alive, like those who teach you to feed yourself. I'm Dr. Abed Kitcher, and this has been your favorite program, Today's Family, and I'll see you again next week. We are talking about aligning yourself for success, and this is the second in the series. Get ready for more. And I wish you, your family, the very best this week. Take care and see you next week. Bye-bye.